not crazy. We are allowed to be happy. We are meant to feel love like the love we give. If you don't want to do something, don't do it.
I miss being married. He's a good man, and he's not a cheater. He's not. We just lost our way in the marriage.
I stopped trying to make him happy. I stopped giving myself to him. So when I stopped doing all the things that made him happy, and he decided that he was going to find somebody 10 years younger who would take care of his needs.
Welcome back, family.
Another one. Another modern woman. I'm starting to feel like DJ Khaled right now. Another one. Another modern woman who destroyed her own family because she thought that the grass was greener on the other side. That's what they do, guys. That's exactly what these women do. What they do is they leave their husbands and they go out there and think they can replace their husbands. But what they don't know is when you're older, it's hard to replace a man as a woman. As a woman, when you're older, it will be harder to replace a man. It will be easier for him because he's already, got his things together, his stuff together. Now he can do whatever he likes. He has more options than you do, you understand? Even if he doesn't have more options than you do, than a woman do, but he can replace you. He can easily replace a woman. Okay, let's keep it pushing though. Let's check her out, man. She's a modern woman who divorced her husband. Now she's on the internet crying, regretting and miserable. Let's check out.
Today we are reviewing this modern woman who instantly regrets divorcing her husband of 25 years when he replaces her with a hot girl 10 years younger than her. Let's first start by watching how this woman thought that she could act like a bitch, leave her husband, and still be irreplaceable.
Tell his part of the story. What did I do to cause it? I stopped it all. I stopped giving in. I stopped trying to make him happy. I stopped putting up with the bullshit. I started calling him out on his bullshit. I only did things for all those years because he wanted to do it. I saw the people that he wanted to see because that would make him happy. I stopped giving myself to him to make sure he was in a good mood. So when I stopped doing all the things that made him happy is when he decided he was done. Because I called BS on all of it. And he decided that he was going to find somebody 10 years younger who would take care of his needs.
I mean, what did you expect? You wanted your husband to just stand there and wait on you like a puppy. Guys, this woman has been a stay-at-home wife her entire life. This means that her husband has been bussing his ass off to make sure that she has everything she needs. And that is the thanks he gets. It's amazing how some women think that they can still get all the benefits of being a wife, even when they stop doing all their wifely duties. She herself asked for a divorce, but then gets surprised when her husband replaces her with a girl 10 years younger than her. You just can't make this shit up. In this next clip, you will see just how much the state incentivizes women to leave their marriages. And that will make you understand why so many women are confident about leaving their husbands for no good reasons. And you will also see how the state rewards these women for divorcing their husbands.
To be full disclosure here, I love my husband. He's a good man. He's been a wonderful provider. We are very amicable. Okay? That's the first thing. Next thing is, 7 years ago, I told him that I wasn't in love with him anymore. I loved him, but I wasn't in love with him. And honestly, that's where everything kind of went downhill. He never recovered from that. I actually thought we were kind of getting better. But he never did. So 4 years ago, we talked about it again. A year ago, we brought it up again. But then he said divorce is off the table. We're staying together. We're going to make this work. And I'm like, awesome. Divorce is off the table. A lot has happened this past year since he said that. A lot with family I'm not going to go into. But we had to come together for that reason. And then we didn't. So there's just not enough time. Not enough time to fit 25 years into a 3-minute video. I told my husband I could have left years ago. I could have. I could have left years ago when I was not in love with him. Which I'm glad I didn't. Really, I'm glad I didn't. But his response was, why would you? I was floored by his response of why would I? Because he thinks I didn't leave because I needed him. I could half your shit, bro. Half your shit. I'm sorry, I was laughing. True story, though. I mean, a wife leaves. I'm in Illinois. It's a no fault state. So I don't know where everybody else is from, but no matter what, I still get half of his stuff. I would get maintenance, pension, if so I choose, child support. And my son's going to be 18 in May. I'm not getting child support for him. I'm just getting it for my 14-year-old daughter. So he's upset with me because I am choosing to take half his pension. We were married for 21 years, almost 22 years. I feel that I am entitled to his pension. I didn't work outside of the home. I sacrificed a lot to be home and raise our children, and to have a mom who was here and present every single day of their life. I'm their person, and I don't regret staying home. I don't regret giving up a retirement of my own, or 401ks or insurance of my own to be here for my kids. I chose to have kids to be here for them because I wasn't raised that way, so I chose this life, and I thought he chose it with me, but come to find out he has been resentful of me not working outside of the home.
Did you guys saw how
Okay. So let's talk about this, guys. Why are men still getting married? Like, because we don't benefit anything from marriage as men. Like, we don't benefit anything. Listen to this woman. This woman literally say, I'm gonna take half of his stuff. He said that. That's what this woman said. She said, I'm gonna take half of his stuff. It doesn't matter. If we get divorced, I'm gonna take half of your stuff. So if you're married to a woman and at some point she becomes bitter and she doesn't want you anymore, and she can take half of your stuff because the state, they support women to do this, for doing this. They support them, right? So this woman is sitting here flexing about, I'm gonna take half of your stuff, saying this man was a good man, he never cheated, but now you still want divorce and you want to take half of this man's stuff, even though he's a good man. So fellas, watch out, because it doesn't matter how good you are, guys. It doesn't matter how good you are to a woman. It doesn't matter who you are to this woman. When ish hit the fan, it's not even like gonna be that easy. You understand? You're not just gonna walk out that easy. It's not gonna be simple for you to walk out and say, you know what, I'm gonna walk out in peace. And no, there will not be any peace, because she's gonna take half of your stuff, just like this woman. And I'm starting to believe that this was a plot, bro. Like, I believe that women actually plot against men when it comes to marriage. They say, you know what, I'm gonna marry this man. At some point, I'm gonna leave him because I don't like him anyway. I'm just getting married to him because he's a good guy. He can provide, he can protect. He's a good listener. He loves me. But one day I'm gonna leave him. As soon as I start seeing that guy that I really like showing me interest, I will leave my marriage. And that's a fact, guys. It's not a lie. I'm starting to believe that women are plotting against men when it comes to marriage. So I'm not getting married. And I'm not saying people shouldn't get married, men shouldn't get married. If you want to get married, guys. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. But I'm not getting married. You know, I've already reacted to like 20 videos, probably. You know, seeing these women, you know, just destroying their families just like that. Just like that, guys. They can destroy their own families and come to the internet and say, and look for sympathy. You understand? She can't even tell us what she did. You know, they asked her in the comments, what did you do? Tell us your husband's story, right? And she said, I was calling him out on his BS. You know, he married a younger woman so that, you know, he can take advantage of her. She didn't even mention one thing that she did. So that means she's perfect. She was perfect in this marriage. So, and then you telling me this person didn't plot this, didn't marry this man that she didn't like and she was not in love with, and use this man to a certain point where she's like, you know what? Now it's time for me to leave. I'm sorry about that. Now it's time for me to leave. You know, I'm catching a cold, guys. But anyway, let's keep it pushing.
How she laughed with a smirk on her face when she said, no matter what, I can have half your shit. This is the real reason the divorce rate is so high. The family court system is broken and needs to be updated. Most modern women know that they can divorce their husbands at any time and gets half of their stuff by using the no-fault divorce law. And that is the bottom line. Now she is out here in these streets regretting her divorce and trying to rationalize her craziness by going to therapists so that she can hear what she wants to hear and not what she needs to hear. Check it out.
When you're called crazy over and over and over throughout the years, you start to believe you're crazy. I'm not crazy. You are not crazy. What you feel is valid. We are allowed to be happy. We are meant to feel love like the love we give. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. If something goes against your beliefs, then don't. I can't think of the words to say. Sorry, I had to get myself together. What you're feeling is valid. We haven't connected in such a long time, but I thought that I could make him happy if I just did the things he wanted to do. But he's such a good guy, Jen. You know, he always seems like he's in a good mood. Yeah, he does. When we're out. Well, until he puts me down in front of people. Makes some weird kind of scene to get attention. It's weird. Does things and acts a certain way in public, but that's not the same person at home. It's just bizarre on so many levels. Because you know better. You know that. Who is that? My therapist made it very clear that I wasn't the narcissist. I asked myself if I was the narcissist. A narcissist does not self-reflect. They don't look inward for the answers. So if you're asking yourself if you are the narcissist, that makes you not the narcissist. They don't think like we do. But remember, we all have narcissistic traits, and that's where things get confusing. But if you're self-reflecting and you're like, if I'm the narcissist, I need to change. Sweetheart, you're not the narcissist. And I'm just finding this out now because I thought I was. If you're struggling with these feelings, go talk to somebody. Join a support group. People have the same stories. And they're going to verify. They're going to make you see yourself in a different light. It's amazing. Go find your peace. You deserve it. We deserve it.
These women just can't cease to amaze me with the way they
This whole video, this woman has been a victim, guys. She never did anything wrong. She's perfect. This whole video, she's been a victim. And she's saying she's not a narcissist. Let me tell you something, ma'am. You are a narcissist. Like, that's facts. Like, you are crazy. You understand? Remember, you destroyed your own family. And now you're making TikTok videos telling the whole world that your man is a good man, but at the same time, he's an ass. You know what I mean? Like, you're confused. So you're a narcissist, man. Like, you're crazy. You're a crazy individual. You're controlling. Just because you couldn't control your husband anymore, now you had to leave him. Because you couldn't control. Let me tell you something about women, guys. Women love controlling, right? They like controlling people or their men or their boyfriends or their husbands, right? Women like doing that. And as soon as they can't do that, they will walk away. They will probably walk away, or they will start acting like they're victims. They can even lie, bro. I once reacted to a video of a woman saying her husband was raping her because she couldn't control her husband anymore. She said, "You've been raping me for all these years." I was like, damn. What are you talking about? Because she couldn't control her husband anymore. And this is who they are when they can't control you, when they don't have control anymore. You understand? When they can't tell you to do this, when they cannot tell you to jump and you say how high, you know, once you reach that level where you're like, you're sick and tired as a man and like, you know what, I'm no longer listening to this person. Because every time when I listen to this person, we end up in misery. You know what I mean? And this person will say, you know, I'm a victim. This guy is abusive, you know? And this woman is crazy, guys. This woman is crazy. Like, I'm glad she's doing therapy, but, you know, she's not being honest about, you know, what her therapist is saying. Because I believe, like, if you're saying you're a professional therapist, dog, and you help people with their problems, and you help people to self-reflect, the therapist should have told her that, you know what, you're also a human being, and you make mistakes, and it's okay. You understand? She's not, she's, ever since this video started, she never once said, you know, I know, you know, I'm this type of a person, and you know, hold herself accountable and say, I'm this type of a person and I want to change, but you know, he did more to me. He did more bad things to me than I did. You understand? It's better that way. But now, you know, she's not even holding herself accountable, and she says she's doing therapy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's keep it pushing.
They always try to twist logic to fit their narratives. According to her logic, a thief doesn't know that he is a thief, because if he questions himself if he is a thief, that means he is not a thief. What a sick kind of logic is that? Listen, you can question yourself if you are really a narcissist, but do you accept that you are a narcissist? That is the real question. Guys, the laws are really against you in family court, and women know it. That is why so many women disrespect their spouses in marriages, because they know that they have a lot of leverage in court. Until the laws are updated, there is pretty much nothing you can do about it. So protect yourself at all times. And above all, always remember to keep your head up, focus on your goals, and everything else will follow. I love.
Okay, that's it, guys, for today. My name is RJ Godfella, and this is the RJ Godfella Chats. Now, if you like this type of content, guys, let me know in the comments, you know, or hit the subscribe button. Show love. Peace. I'm out.